meeting, we talked a bit about disarming people. Disarming people because, like I said, they'll, if they say I'm not interested, you're not sure if they're not interested in the product or if they're just not interested in you on the doors. And so, one thing that I've learned recently, like I said, I read a lot of books on the sales stuff, a lot of podcasts. One thing that I learned recently that I've been applying is matching people's tone, body language, the pace at which they speak, and sometimes their accent. Like sometimes I'll pull out like the country accent if I'm talking to someone country.
No way.
And so it's actually insane. And so basically what that looks like on the doors is when you come up to someone at the door and you're like, they're like, hey, let's say I'm the customer, and I'm like, you come up to the door.
Your customer?
I'm customer. Yeah. Hey man, what's going on?
Hey, doing pretty good. How about yourself? I'm Mike. Nice to meet you. You're the homeowner right here?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, perfect. I'll show you real quick what we're doing. I'm the ADT guy in the area, so we take care of a lot of the alarms out here.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
That Lamont line, bro.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So you saw there, like he came and he met me at my level. I come out the door and I'm like, hey man, what's going on? My voice is right here. Yeah. Maybe I'm like in a bad mood, or maybe I'm just chilling right now. And so I think sometimes, at least I know I did when I had like the idea of the salesman, like the car salesman that comes up to me, he's like, hey, how you doing? Lamont, yeah, I work with a few of your neighbors around here. And if I'm that guy on the door and I'm like, hey, yeah, like what's going on, man? And you come at me like that, you just completely throw me off. And so I almost find it's almost like frequency waves. You guys have seen like heart monitors or just waves and. Yeah. So
it's all about the energy, man.
It's all about the energy, man. Yeah, the frequency.
It's all about the
vibe. Yeah, so I mean, let's say someone's at like this pace. I feel like we all flow at a certain pace, a certain beat. Some people are a bit more upbeat. Like Nate is a very like high energy kind of guy. At times I'm a bit low energy, right? And so if you got someone at the door and they're kind of low energy or just really calm, if you come in high, you're more likely to just disrupt their energy, and then you just mess up the entire thing. But if they're coming in like this, you come in like this, you guys start to resonate. And so it's almost like we've all had moments of being like pissed off or just like not in a good mood. And someone comes in like super happy and like, hey man, what's going on? You're like, bro, get it. Like we want to kind of like stoop in our bad mood right now. It's the same thing with any mood really. It's like, I don't want to deal with you because you're not meeting me at my level right now. Like I don't want to deal with anything that you have going on. But if you meet me at my level, it's almost like magic. Like somehow we're already cool. Like I had this lady a couple of days ago, knocked on the door, take my steps back. She opens the door. She's like, what do you want? This old lady. And she's like, what do you want? And I'm like, I'm working with a few of your neighbors. Like, no, what do you want? And I raised my voice. I'm working with a few of the neighbors. You know, John down the street? Yeah, I'm working with him. And like, I just matched her voice. It was like magic, bro. Be careful with this, but it was so crazy because once I did that, next thing she's like, oh, I think you're working with John? It was like, this was just a flip. And so I was a bit worried when I did it, but there was something about, I wasn't yelling at her. I didn't have the same aggressiveness that she had, but I brought my tone up and I brought my volume up. And it met her where she was at. And I was able to click with her. And so, same thing, same day, I came to the door and I caught this lady as she was pulling up in the driveway. It's always like a weird thing. Someone pulls in the driveway, you're like, oh, hey. But so she comes out of the car, and it's even worse with me because I'm this 6'7" black guy, 250 pounds, and so a small little white lady comes out and she's like, hello, can I help you? And if I would have just pitched her like normal, she was like, no, I'm not interested. But I was just like, oh, hey, my name's Lamont. I kind of do this thing where I make myself small. I got it from, like Jackson maybe. Oh, hey, my name's Lamont. Hey, yeah, I'm working with a few of the neighbors around here. She was super like, hey, what can I do for you? I'm like, hey, we're just working with the neighbors around here. We want to pay to get the sign in the yard. A few of the neighbors have been calling us about security. And then it just this magic happened. She went from like super like put back. She's like, oh, 1 second, let me grab my husband really quick. And so that disarming people, I almost feel like that's like a little cheat code. You know, everything that we talked about is important. Doing the icebreakers are important. Reading the body language is super important. But like when I'm on that door and I knock the door, one affirmation is something I remind myself is like, mirror, mirror and match, mirror and match, mirror and match. Once they come out, I'm immediately looking at their eyes and looking at their facial expressions. Hey, you the boss man here? Listening to how exactly he responds. Yeah, no, what do you want? Oh, hey, yeah, I'll be super quick with you. just like exactly that. Bro, like this dude had like the deepest voice. My cell last night, when he came to the door, and I've got a deep voice.
Yeah.
He came on, hey man, what do you want? And so like, I've got a deep voice. When I talk like this though, it's not naturally, it's not as deep as I feel. So I made sure that I matched him, mirrored him. And I was like, hey, yeah, my name's Lamar. The entire cell is being done like this. And then when the wife's in the kitchen, she's cooking food, and I got this cell. It was like, I don't have any time right now. She's like, my wife's making dinner. I was like, give me 5 minutes. So I get inside the house. We're sitting down talking. And I'm like, is your wife there in the other room? And she's like, yeah, she's making dinner right now. So I walk in there. Sweet old lady, she's like, oh, hi, oh, hey, man. And so, I swear, there's something about it, I literally just read this like a few weeks ago, there's just something about the psychology of meeting someone at their level, their pitch, their tonality, their expressions even. I mean, we want to smile on the doors, but if we're like super cheery and then that guy's like this, like, they're not going to respond super well. And so I think we have to make a conscious effort to match people where they're at. So yeah, take the idea of the salesman out of your head, like has to be this guy that's high energy, coked up on Celsius all the time, and just running around, and just meet people where they're at, and it's magic. It's like a cheat code.
Money.
So,
Yeah.
That's